Good morning. It's Suzanne with Sunny Forest Tarot here to do a Friday topical reading for you. Okay, so this is considered the daily reading. And just so you know, in any daily reading, it really is about the title on the reading. Okay, so it's really, is this something that you resonate with? Today's topic is your person fighting their feelings for you, or are they finding their feelings for you? Okay, so if that's something that you could possibly relate to, this could be your reading, and depending on what comes up, you can say to yourself, yeah, that's my situation, or no, that's not my situation. The reason that I'm doing the dailies this way is to add on to the general readings for the week. So, in other words, if you don't find your story in your general reading, then the topical readings might give some additional clarification for you. Okay, so today is about, are they fighting their feelings for you or finding their feelings for you? So let's see. We're going to lay out the cards first, and then we're going to go row by row. So I'm using, actually all the decks I'm using today are mine. All right. And then in the middle, we're going to use tarot. Whoops. So not only are we going to read these cards vertically, we're going to read them horizontally as well. Okay? So a little bit of a different look this week, or this for today. So this deck, the first deck here is called the Awakening Journey. And the higher the number on the card, the further along in the Awakening Journey, okay? This is my tarot deck, and then here we have messages of clarity from your soul connection, from your person. So, basically, this is this person's higher self speaking to you, okay? All right, so let's just move these over a little bit. All right, perfect. All right, so let's take a look at the first card here, and we're going to go right down the row here first, okay? So first card out. Look at this. Beauty noticed differently. So this card is about somebody really noticing you in a different way. And beauty, remember, is defined by, the beholder, okay? So where somebody might start off, just average to you, they become extremely beautiful when you start to get to know all facets of that person, of their personality, how they are around people, how they are around animals, how they are around, when you are out, how do they treat people working to serve you, so I feel like this person is noticing your beauty in a different way. They might have thought you had pretty eyes when they first met you, but now they're stunning to them. Or they thought you had a pretty smile, and now it's charming and sexy at the same time. So they're noticing your beauty in a different way right now, okay? What do we have here? Look at this. Temptation and lack. So you can see that the card number here is 15. This is possibly the devil energy. But you know, we've all have experienced temptation. This person is experiencing temptation towards you. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, that they're feeling a lack of you, okay? They could be, all right? But this person is experiencing a heightened level of temptation. It feels like things are growing here for this person. You know, they're noticing different things. They're seeing you as beautiful in a different way. You know, and they're feeling that temptation and desire starting to build. All right. Okay, so let's see. What else do we have here? Authenticity may not be practical. So this card here, you know, says that this person might be a little bit afraid, okay? Being authentic with you about their feelings, you know, may not be practical. Why would not sharing your feelings not be practical? You know, it's like, generally speaking, it's always practical to share your authentic feelings. But from this person's perspective, you know, there might be a situation between the two of you where somebody is otherwise taken or otherwise committed. Somebody might be, you know, you might work together and it's not practical to have feelings for each other. Okay, somebody might be, and to me, this is not a challenge at all. Okay, somebody might be much older or much younger and see it as not practical. You know, it might not be practical to be, you know, falling possibly in love with, you know, your best friend's ex, right? That's not practical in the earthly realm, all right? But, you know, in those situations, you know, you might be a little bit challenged to take a deeper look at, you know, why the connection is happening. Maybe you and that person have everything under the sun in common. You may not want to hurt your friend by pursuing somebody that is their ex. You know, we get it. But it's like, at the end of the day, those types of connections don't necessarily happen every day. And I'm not saying by any stretch that you should go after your best friend's ex, okay? I'm just talking about different situations that might not be practical, okay? Where authenticity feels like a negative thing. And, you know, I'm definitely of the belief that it's always better to be truthful and authentic, okay? So yeah. And then we have here gratitude for the good and the bad. So that's really important, okay? Because that, you know, in a nutshell, this says that this person, you know, if they weren't completely accepting of you in the past, or, you know, they saw, you know, you might have even been the one who talked about your flaws, okay? A lot of people do that. A lot of people talk about things that are wrong with them, sometimes to, you know, invoke compliments, or to make themselves feel better, or to try to get somebody else to make them feel better. But this person here is, you know, has an appreciation for what they would consider the good and the bad of you. That's total acceptance. That's the potential for unconditional love, okay? So when we go down the road here, you know, when we're looking at whether or not this person is fighting their feelings or finding their feelings, I feel like for the most part, this person is finding their feelings. But you can see a little bit here and a little bit here that this person might be fighting their feelings. So I feel like for this particular reading, or these particular cards here, you know, this person is, you know, kind of going back and forth, you know. And what we see here in the numbers, we have 27, which breaks down to a 9. And then down here, interestingly enough, we have 54, which breaks down to a 9, okay? So these two cards here, I feel like the person is, finding their feelings, all right? And, 9s, are about being content with who you are first, okay? So there's a lot of aspects of this person where they're very content with who they are. The other meaning of the number 9 is that this person, very likely is single, okay? When we look at this card here, 15 breaks down to a 6, okay? And that's about love and harmony. All right, so this person is trying to find their feelings for you, and I feel like the feelings are there. They might be from time to time in this energy feeling overwhelming desire for you. This energy is in a way feeding this positive energy, all right? Right here, this authenticity may not be practical. Okay, so the number here, 43, breaks down to a 7, and 7s are really about assessing, where we've been, assessing where we are now, and assessing where we want to go. So, this person might be deciding, is it, even if it's not practical, if I'm being authentic and truthful, is it right? Is it right or wrong? All right. It's, this is about putting labels on things. And, the second we start doing that, we present limitations to ourselves. So we'll see how this breaks down here. We're going to take a look at the tarot here as well. So let's see what we have here. We have strength. So card of Leo. So you might be dealing with a Leo. Obviously strength in its, upright form here is about that. Strength and power and being empowered. When strength leans towards the side of ego, then the answer to strength or ego is vulnerability. So this person might be seeing your strength or the strength in this connection while they're finding their feelings for you. And it might make them feel somewhat vulnerable towards you. Okay? So we'll keep going here. All right, so we're not reading reversals. We have 4 of Swords. All right, so this energy right here, definitely, this person is thinking a lot about you. And what they're thinking about is, they might be surprised by the deep desire that they have to have you in their life. Or the deep desire, where they just, want to get alone in a room with you. But they're thinking a lot about this. They're thinking a lot about you. All right. These two cards together, I feel like this person is finding their feelings. They're again, I keep hearing surprised. They feel surprised by the amount of temptation that they have. And I feel like this is something that has developed over time. I feel like the two of you have had multiple interactions, and, from the first time this person met you until now, things have developed. They are finding their feelings. Both of these first 2 rows, I feel, say that this person is finding their feelings. I'm curious as to what's coming up here. Look at that. We have the Chariot. And you can see that there's the dark side of the Chariot and there's the light side of the Chariot. So, it's like, which side are they on? because one side says they're moving forward based on practicality and logic, okay, which would say that, you know, this person is putting practicality over their feelings. And then one side says they're going to follow their heart and move forward based on authenticity. So it's interesting that this card came out right here. And this card is also number 7. So far here we have 7-7, which says that there's an importance to this connection for both of you. 7-7 says that, you know, this connection didn't just fall into your lap by accident. It's heaven sent. It's sent from the universe. You know, the angels might be watching over this, might be watching over this connection. They might be having a good laugh too, okay, because they laugh a lot. They find humor and love and joy in just about everything. So your issues and your problems might be bringing the angels joy just because they're seeing you work things out and they're seeing this person work things out. You know, I think they like to watch their own magic, you know, in work or in play, I should say. So this right here, I feel, is the source of, really the biggest source of fighting their feelings. There really might be something that practically, in a way, separates the two of you. Like there's something about the two of you that wouldn't make sense to the rest of the world. You know, do you both come from very different backgrounds? And you know that your families are going to be very questioning of this connection. Again, is there a big age difference? None of these things matter, by the way. They don't, okay? But in the practical world, being around other people, judgment ensues, opinions are given, and suddenly you start thinking, well, maybe this isn't practical. You know, maybe one of you has a lot of money and one of you doesn't. You know, I mean, and some people might say that somebody here is a gold digger. You know? But again, those are just opinions and judgments. And we're not here to do that. We're not here to judge. We're not here to, you know, have opinions about other people's connections, you know? So if you're finding that that's an issue, realize that it's really a non-issue at the end of the day. But it could be affecting this person right now. And then we've got 2 of Wands. So gratitude for the good and the bad. This says to me with the 2 of Wands that this person has, you know, has decided about their feelings for you. You know, they might be going back and forth and through the waves here. But I feel like they know what they want to do here, especially because, you know, we've got gratitude for the good and the bad. You know, frankly, what you might think is good about you or bad about you, this person finds beautiful about you. All right. So let's see what the message is here. Going back up to the top. Look at this. 5th dimensional experiences. So this person might be noticing your beauty and the different facets of your beauty and who you are, not only by the strength that you display, but also by the vulnerability that you display, that you're open to these feelings. And it might be a little intimidating for this person to express vulnerability, all right? But in the 5th dimension, it's not. You know, and this might be too much for some of you, okay? The 5th dimension, or even the 4th dimension in the astral plane, there's no ego, okay? And the reason that the 5th dimensional experiences might be finding you right now, or again, the 4th dimension, why those experiences might be finding you, or why you might be having dreams that feel out of this world or feel so real that you would have thought, that was actually happening, is because there might be some ego that this person is working through. If they feel it in the dream state, and when I say feel it, feel it 10 times greater than you would here on this plane, it helps them to realize that being vulnerable is actually a source of strength. So that could explain why we're seeing beauty noticed differently. This person is noticing your beauty possibly because of these out of this world experiences, these dreams that they might be having. And if you've had them, you know what I mean. So this is definitely about finding their feelings for you, for sure. This feels very, this feels kind of sexual. This feels almost raw and primal. So let's see what we have here. Look at this. Getting my way was my top priority, and I'm sorry for that. So this card goes back to ego. All right. And, this could indicate that there might have been a hookup, or, a one night stand, or something that, it might have started off that way. And, this person is realizing now and seeing different elements of your beauty and things that you bring to the table that they didn't see in the very beginning. And getting their way was their top priority. Whatever that means, it might have meant sex. It might have meant, it could mean a lot of things. All right. I don't want to, but I feel like for some, that might have meant a sexual encounter that might have felt great at the time, but then kind of left you feeling empty because this person couldn't necessarily express their vulnerability at the time. They were too caught up in ego, but you can see how that experience could lead them to really notice your beauty differently. As they get to know you, you almost physically change in front of them. And these fifth dimensional experiences are helping them as well, are helping them to feel their core feelings. Sometimes, people can't do that here in the earthly realm, right? All right, so what do we have here? This is the area where this person is going between logic and love. This is where I see fighting feelings. We have, look at this. I'm uncomfortable with these feelings. Sorry, that's just funny to me. So clearly this is where practicality is coming into play, or at least what this person calls practical. All right. They're putting something ahead of love. And, it's very normal and natural to do that sometimes, right? You might say, well, I can't move towards you because, I'll lose my fabulous paying job, and that's perfectly okay if that's what that person wants to do. But there's something here, this person knows that the light side, or the potential love here, the feelings here could give them so much more in life than that particular job. After you make a certain level of income, and it's really, honestly, it's not that much. I think it's about $80,000. a year. And that's a lot for a lot of people. Don't get me wrong. Okay. But after you make $80,000 a year, any additional money you make after that, it's like gravy. Money starts to mean something different, because all of your basic needs are met and then some. So, and granted, 80,000 means something different in different parts of the world, and it means something different certainly in different parts of the country. So I'm just telling you a statistic that I know, and try not to get caught up on that number. Okay. But this person this is where they're definitely fighting, their feelings. There's something that is very important to them, or there's something that is fighting them. Somebody or some family or some group, feels maybe, it's not a smart idea to move across the country, or maybe it's not a smart idea to get a divorce from this person that you've been with for the last 30 years or 10 years or 5 years, to move towards somebody that you just happen to have feelings for. So, but it's not up to them, right? It's not up to them. This is definitely where they're fighting feelings. This is where I feel like they're feeling some of their deepest feelings and desire towards you. And this is where they're working through some ego challenges and starting to see you differently. Your beauty has a different meaning to them, okay? And it's because of possibly some fifth dimensional experiences that not only they are having, but you are having as well. Down here, this person has an appreciation for you. Let's say that, you're very particular in how you order your coffee. I know I am, okay? And for some people, that's really annoying. And for some people, they think it's cute, right? If I go to Starbucks, I'm going to get a triple tall, non-fat, 4-pump toffee nut latte, and for some people, that's, annoying. For me, it's tasty. So they appreciate those little quirky things about you, and you might appreciate those little quirky things about them. Something to look out for with those types of things, right? You might think that they're cute now, and as time goes on, it's so interesting how those cute things become not so cute. And the key is to remember why you like those things in the first place. A relationship shouldn't start off beautiful always and go from beautiful to annoying or tragic or burdensome. It's looking for new things to appreciate in that person. I feel like that's really important to say, because I think we forget some of those little things that really attracted us in the first place. So you might not be at that point, or you might be exactly at that point and needed to hear that. People grow and people change, and if we don't grow and change together, we're going to grow and change apart. It's just that simple. And that could be happening here. Somebody could be growing and changing and moving apart from somebody because they don't appreciate those little things anymore, or they weren't able to find new things to appreciate in each other. Those are the reasons that relationships fall apart. In relationship, if they don't grow, they go. Okay, and that's true in anything in life. If you don't grow in your career, if you don't grow, in relationship, you're going to go, or somebody's going to go. Okay, if you're not allowed to grow, you're going to go. All right, what do we have here? I'm reminded of you sometimes when I least expect it. So again, this is about actively appreciating you. So if this person, goes to, I don't know, if they go to a park that you took a walk in, or they go to the beach and they stand and look at the ocean, or, you took a hike together in the mountains, or you went to a special place for coffee or drinks. When this person drives by that place or when they're there, they always, always think about you. And that shows this appreciation. These types of experiences and memories, validate their decision. I feel like 3 out of 4 of these, this person is in so many ways finding their feelings for you. They're finding that love. And you can see how much love develops completely away from you, completely on its own. Love finds you. Okay? And I've heard, honestly, that's probably one of my biggest, one of the things that I hear the most out in the tarot community that I don't agree with. That we choose love. You choose love after it chooses you. Okay? It's always your choice. Okay? So that might be the difference there. It's always your choice. But I feel like love knocks on your door before you can open the door. Okay? Love is not a feeling that you can just go out and create with anybody. And truthfully, if that love isn't there, or that sexual desire isn't there, it's almost as you can't even fathom being with somebody that you're not attracted to, or that you can't appreciate the good and the bad, and that you don't see the beauty in. Right? You're repulsed. You're repulsed. If you don't see the beauty in that person, you don't have the attraction for that person, and you can't appreciate the good and the bad in that person, when it comes to love, you're actually repulsed by that person. You can't even fathom being with that person. It doesn't mean that you can't have a friendship with that person, but that's the difference between a friendship relationship and a love relationship. You can't choose that. You can't choose to be attracted to somebody. You can't choose to find somebody beautiful if you don't. And that person will annoy you to death with their little idiosyncrasies if you don't have those loving feelings or loving potential towards that person. The one sticking point here, and I don't feel it's a big sticking point, I feel like it's a lesson. We're going to clarify these cards here and just see what might have to happen. All right, so authenticity may not be practical. Well, it may not be, but it's a choice. What do we have? Dang it. We have the Tower. So, yeah, Tower is big, unexpected change. So this feels like a pretty big hurdle. So whatever is practical in this person's life would drastically need to change in order for them to focus on their authentic feelings. So this feels like a big hurdle. All right, so Chariot clarified by Ace of Swords. Exactly. It's like, what is your truth here? Is it more important to have, we were using a job, is it more important to have that job? You can get another job more easily than you can find a true soulmate. But that's a choice that this person, I feel, is making right now. It's like, what is my truth? Am I going to follow my heart, or does practicality make more sense for me? There's no right or wrong with this. You might think there is, okay? but there really isn't. You know, this person has free will and the choice to do what it is they feel is best. You know, if both of your families come from very different backgrounds and this person is risking losing their entire family, that might mean more to them. That might, you know, be something that they can't walk away from because they love their family too. So again, no right or wrong. All right, so we have 7 of Cups, again, about choices. This is all about choices. It's like, what is this person going to do? You know, we've got Cups here, and we've got the Sword here. So it's deciding in their thoughts what their truth is, and then, you know, looking at the choices. What do they love? Cups are about emotions. Where do their emotions feel heavier? They're uncomfortable with these feelings. They're uncomfortable with, you know, making a choice here. Let's see if we can get an answer as to which way they're going to go. What's their truth? 10 of Swords. Wow. So this tells me that this person is leaning towards following their heart. Why do I get that from this card? Because I feel like they have to, whatever they consider to be very practical in their life, and it could be family, could be job, could be whatever it is, they might be willing to betray that job or betray that family or betray those friends in order to follow their heart, which is what their truth is. Choices, let's see. 6 of Wands. So they might be willing to betray all of those things for their heart, for love. And 6 of Wands is victory in love, which is clarifying 7 of Cups, which is the choice that this person's going to make. So ultimately, this is a reading about finding love. All right? All right, guys, if you are looking for a more personal reading, you can certainly reach out to me. I will respond quickly and we'll get you taken care of. If not, no problem. But this was interesting. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm using different formats every day so you can see, you know, I like to keep it interesting. I keep it interesting for myself, which hopefully means it stays interesting for you. This wasn't necessarily a mushy, gooey, lovey reading, but it was kind of going under the hood of this person's feelings. So again, I hope you enjoyed it and enjoy your weekend. Tomorrow, oh, dang, I don't have my phone. I can't tell you the topic for tomorrow, but I am doing these on Saturday and Sunday as well, so don't hesitate to join me on the weekend. Yeah, so I look forward to seeing you tomorrow or talking to you tomorrow, and have a fantastic Friday. All right, thanks so much, guys. Bye-bye.